This collective has been presented with a new opportunity and they feel very left out. This opportunity is something that is causing a bit of a tower in their life. It's kind of like whatever this opportunity is, whatever this new mindset, new business venture, health journey, whatever it is in the physical realm, is causing quite a tower. It's going to upend things, whether that's a brand new schedule, having to move, having to leave people behind, whatever the case may be, it's going to have to rewrite how we do things, our entire routine, whatever that is. And it's prompting us to not want to walk away from something, right? It's something that's scary. There's a bit of resistance here. There's a perspective shift about consistency, showing up for things. A little bit of fear here. We're trying to leave behind our little mind prison that revolves around our own happiness. But currently we're like, well, if I work with whatever this is, will it bring me happiness or not? If I stay working with things, will it bring me happiness or not? There's conflict. There's a lot of conflict around this. There's a lot of opinions. Not a lot of arguments too. These two cards together are opinions and arguments, right? It's like competition. Will it be too competitive? We're having arguments on the side. And it's all around our new beginning. We could also be having a person, a mother figure, a spouse, someone with a lot of importance here that's kind of talking to us about this beginning, and it's making it a big mess, right? I got bugaboo earlier, so that could be for someone. There's somebody being annoying as fuck about whatever this is. And it's causing a lot of internalized pain. We're looking at our lives and we're not happy. We're looking at all the stuff that we've put time and effort into, and we're not happy. It sucks. There's a ton of pain around it. Kind of like we're stabbing our own hearts with our thoughts and our words, right? And when we do that, we manifest more of the same, right? We don't really step into our actual, like, going after our own potential because we're using our motivation, our words, our resources, and our own emotions to hurt us, to stop us, right? We don't follow what we want. We're back and forth on, well, if I follow the tried and true, will I be stable? If I don't, will I be stable? Right? They were facing the opposite directions, which means if I go against the grain, I'll be stable. If I don't, or if I go with the grain, I'll be unstable, right? It's just the same as earlier, right? Facing two very opposite directions. Right? If I don't work with it, I'll be happy. And if I do, I won't be happy. That's kind of where we're at. Right? And it's definitely a lot of unsolicited opinions that nobody asked for. There's a ton of opinions here. A ton of opinions. And it puts us in this feeling of needing to prove that we have our crown on. Right? That we, like, really. And has us very unbalanced in our own masculine and feminine emotions. Like, puts us in huge self-sabotaging behavior. Because it's like when people come at you with all these sideways opinions, you have to defend yourself. Because it's like, I need to prove that I actually know what I'm talking about, that I actually, like, deserve to go after what I want. Why you need to hear this at this time is because you're transforming. This moment in time is a transformative time, right? We're currently in Chiron retrograde, and Chiron is the immortal healer. Right? It is the wound that we have throughout our entire lifetime that we work on this entire lifetime. And it's currently in Aries around new starts and motivation. And it ends on January 2nd, right? So this is a very transformative time for you. We're currently not listening to our intuition. So we're kind of in a transformation around not listening to our intuition, around all the times that we get signs where we see some behaviors in people and we think, and we write it off, right? We're transforming, right? We're trying to leave behind this regret and disappointment. We're transforming regret and disappointment. And this feeling of not being in control of our own lives, being unable to go anywhere. Chasing after our happiness, what will bring us that emotional fulfillment. because we have way too much conflict, too much withholding of information from other people, too much discussions, too many arguments, and yeah, people who just don't have our best interest in mind. You know, people who really just are involving themselves where they don't need to be. We're also not celebrating ourselves. Nowhere near as much as we should be. We also have a ton of options at our disposal, right? All these cups, all these avenues in which we could find our emotional fulfillment in life. Some of them inspire us. They make us want to go after something. They make us want to do things, right? And some of them don't feel so good. Some of them bring up a lot of internalized pain, right? They inspire us that way. They inspire us to leave behind past pain, and some of them send us straight back into it, put us back into major like emotional moments, which kind of impact our motivation and make us not want to go forward, not want to start over, not want to do things. Yeah. And what we're afraid of, why are we so afraid of going after this thing? What is it that has us all up in these feelings? What options are we afraid of? We're afraid of the fact that we're actually a very stable person. We're afraid of our stability. Like, we're trying to get the true path towards our stability. Which path will take me there? Which path will get me in my King of Pentacles? Which path will lead me towards that victory, towards the success, towards being the successful person? Which way? And that has us going back and forth on decisions. And I said, what are the decisions? Will it lead me to, well, she just left the building. Will that lead me to not like failing at the very thing I'm trying to get? Or will it lead me to, it's a fear of success and failure in equal parts. And you're like, how could you be afraid of success? Simple. If I succeed, I'm going to have to make a lot of plans. I'm going to have to keep up with that energy. Right? People will see me as inspiring, as a leader. I'll have to be that. But what if I burn out? What if I run out of that motivation? What if I can't hold on to it all? What if I can't prioritize and I lose it all? What if I can't hold it? What if I'm not capable enough? That's where we're stuck. I want to go after my success, but success means I have to stay in that mode, and that's terrifying. It's as terrifying as failing. What you need to do about it? The Spirit says we need to get in our logical brain, right? Our logical brain says that you can go after that option. The plans doesn't necessarily mean that you need to implement all of them all at once. Just because you find success doesn't mean that you automatically need to implement every single idea that comes into your head. You can pace yourself, all right, in order to avoid burnout. You can pace yourself so that you continue to keep that spark. You don't have to implement everything all at once. You can move slowly. You don't have to do everything so fast. And also, you need to get clear on whether or not you actually give a damn about other people's opinions. Okay? Because relying on the opinions of others on what success looks like to you impact your happiness. We don't need to be doing that, friend, because that just leads to a lot of towers. That leads to a lot of conflict and a lot of storms. Okay? That leads to a lot more of this feeling of I need to prove myself and being anxious, worrying about the opinions of others on whether or not you deserve the crown that's already on your head. And then feeling like you don't really like we want to leave behind this feeling of being bored and sad with our lives. Having the crown on your head. You let the opinions of others decide where you put the motivation in your life. Which way do I go? What do I do? Instead of doing that, put the motivation into what makes you happy. The calm parts of the sea instead of the turbulent parts of the sea. Right? If you spent all the time you spend worrying about other people's opinions on what success is, if you put all of that into yourself, If you put all that into yourself, you would bring yourself your own happiness. You would be actively going towards what you want to do, which would put you in the energy of manifestation. You would be able to bring in that motivation to do more things, right? Because you're not so worried about what everyone else is doing. That would help you make the plans towards that grounded, stable nature, right? And that would also complete the cycle of you being in your head all the time, right? I'll get to you in a second, Birdie. That helps you complete the cycle of always being in your mind prison, whether or not you're listening to other people's opinions. Because again, as I said, right, for the people who are here during the live, we said both can be true. What you consider success can actually be success. Just because it doesn't look like what other people say success is does not mean you're unsuccessful. You can be both, right? There are people out there who say that if you are a stay-at-home mother, you're not successful, which isn't true, right? You can be a stay-at-home mom and be successful, just like you can be a CEO and be successful. It depends on what you consider your success to be. Same thing, right? You can be someone who, you can be someone who is the it person who wakes up and has a 5 a.m. smoothie and goes to the gym and does their Pilates and stuff like that, and does all of that and remains single and still is successful. Or you can be someone who doesn't do all of that and you have a love life and stuff like that and you're still successful. It depends on what you consider success. The only way to fail at life is to stop being alive. Okay? Because again, there's this conflict around what success is, right? We don't need to worry about that. What do you want it to be? What is success to you, right? Don't carry the pain of other people who are trying to project that onto you. Who are trying to say that you can't be successful unless you're suffering, unless you're like not listening to yourself. You have to suffer to succeed. You have to go through this to succeed. No, you don't need to do that, okay? You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that because people are going to do that. They're going to talk on what success looks like to you. There are always people who are going to look at what you've got going on and they're going to try to shit all over it because they don't like the fact that you went after what you want and are happy, because that means they could have done the same. They could have done the same. They could have healed all those wounds around it, but they didn't. They chose to stay here. All the options that are available to you at this time, all the different paths, in there lies an option that does not involve self-sabotaging behaviors, right? We're a bit antsy. We're a bit restless, right? We're trying to pick the right thing, trying to make sure it's the perfect thing. I need to hurry up. I have no time for this, blah, blah, blah. I have to make sure I get everything on my plate. I have to do everything, right? I have to make sure that in order to be successful, I have to, like, there's a checklist. Put the checklist down. If that checklist doesn't have stuff you want for yourself that you think is successful, not what everyone else says, the things that would make you happy, put it down. It's not yours. You don't need to hold it, okay? Put the crown back on. Stop letting other people tell you how to live your own life. You're the main character of your life. You're the pilot of your meat suit. You're the one that's going to be on your deathbed with you. So pick the thing, do the things that you would actually be happy with. And if you do that thing and you're not happy with it, you can change your mind. You're allowed. It's okay. You can change your mind. Free will must be respected. Put your crown on. Stop letting other people tell you what your free will is. You have a brain. Do it. You have a brain. You're smart. You know your truth. You have a crown on both heads. Your masculine side has a crown. Your feminine side has a crown. Find what makes you happy. Go do it. Stand in your truth. People are going to hate it. So what? And they can go do what they want. They can go be successful in their avenue. If they want to tell you how you're not successful, guess what? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and just because we all have one doesn't mean that they smell good, that they like seriously. So what? It's an opinion, it's not fact. Okay? Even what I say, it's my opinion. You don't have to listen. Yeah, follow your truth. Work with your truth, right? Work with your own truth. That brings you your cornucopia. You can't fit everything in a cornucopia. You can only fit what the cornucopia can hold. Put the shit you like in there. Because let's be for real. Just because you want to be healthy doesn't mean that you like every single healthy food out there. Put the stuff you want in it. That way you'll actually use it. That way you'll actually like it. That way you'll actually enjoy it. And stop worrying about the people watching in the dark with all their stupid opinions. Let them go be miserable over there. Maybe they can watch you and get motivated to do something about their own life. Okay? Do what makes you happy. Go after what makes you happy. And as I said before, if this is a parent telling you that you shouldn't go after your own happiness, as a parent myself, I want you to know that that's messed up. It's your job as a parent to be there for your kids, to raise them to be people who can go out into the world and achieve their dreams. If you are squashing their dreams as a parent, you're failing at your job. If I ever did this to my kid, I hope he never spoke to me again, ever. Right? But that's an aside. Birdie, anyone here who's like, how does this relate to a romantic reading? Well, this is about subconscious and secrets in Virgo. You're far too hypercritical on yourself, and you need to get out of your overthinking around the other person. Okay? Perhaps you're overthinking on how they feel about you. Focus on yourself. It doesn't matter how they feel about you. Okay? It doesn't matter. How they feel about you, how you're being in the relationship isn't as relevant as how you feel about the relationship. Are you happy in the relationship? Are you showing up for yourself in the relationship? Are you showing up for them? How does it feel? And go off of that, okay? You don't need to know how they're feeling. Unless you're like doing a relationship checkup and you're like, hey, I want to know if there's some things we can change, where we're at in the relationship. Okay, that's fine. I'm not talking about ignoring your partner's emotional needs, but if you're worried on whether or not you're being a good partner and you're hoping that they'll just tell you, right? And you're like, oh, do they really love me though? Did they say they love you? Well, then there you go. If their actions are not aligning with their words, leave. Because you deserve better than that. Point blank period, okay? That's how you apply it here, okay? And if there's anybody watching in the corner that's kind of giving you those little, well, he might not actually like you, she might not actually like you, they might not actually like you, you have your own brain. You can tap in, you can pay attention, you can do all that stuff. You don't need to ask everybody else whether or not your relationship is working. You already know, okay? And again, if people are against you being with that person, there's two coins to that. One, if it's an actually abusive relationship and they're trying to like help, you have to be the one that notices if it's abusive or not. Okay? You do. You are the one in the relationship. You see it behind closed doors and out in the open. If it's not for you, leave it. I know that's not necessarily easy every time, but there is a way. There's always a way to go. And if you are happy where you're at and other people don't fucking like it, out in the garbage, okay? It's your life, okay? So, let's get into that Oracle advice cards. And I'm trying to think. I'm looking at my Oracle cards. I want to know who wants to talk right now. Let's do this one. And then I will release you into the night, into the wilds of the night. I'm glad you find it motivating. I try to. My job here is to make sure that you guys leave a little bit lighter. You know? You come here with questions, I try to give you clarity. And I hope that you're at least able to think. Because that's all I'm here to do. I want for you to be able to think on things and to make your own choices. Help you think a little. Just a little bit. And there's that beautiful pink for the heart chakra. Cute. Thank you for the likes, by the way. Thank you. I see 16, so. Yeah, exactly. You know, and you already know in your heart, okay? If you keep having to ask, you already know the answer, all right? And sometimes it's not what we want to hear, but you know. No amount of tarot cards, no amount of asking friends, no amount of anything is going to replace what you already know, okay? So please listen to your own intuition, listen to your own heart, and move on that, okay? In all areas of life, please. Because you're the one who will be with you. You're the one who's been with you from the day you were born until the day you die. So you might as well trust your own intuition. And you're the one that's the reason that you're still here today. So let's show them a little bit of love, you know? And if that person's not treating you well, that does not have any reflection on your worth as a person, okay? None at all. We acknowledge where we may have contributed to the problems, but we never let it reflect our self-worth. You're still worthy of love and all the beautiful things in life. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? I'll fight them for you. So, Spirit, let's ease their fears a little bit. Let's calm their anxieties and give them some guidance. A little bit more to think on as they progress, and help guide them along the path that they have chosen to come here and live in this life. Closing advice for my collective here today. You're welcome, friend. You're welcome. Wolf Spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. You're already smart enough. You've lived this life. You've gotten yourself this far. Okay? You already know. Listen to your inner self. If you know what makes you happy, go towards it. Okay? You already have the lessons of the past. You can utilize them. You already have the experience that you've carried with you up until this point. Utilize them. Okay? If we're afraid of being capable, if we're afraid of being successful, remember, you've gotten yourself this far today. Carry that with you. All right? You don't need to be the perfect expert on something in order to excel. Any more advice for them today? Let me not shuffle that so close to you guys. Just blow out your eardrums, my bad. Let it shine. Yes. The peacock spirit. You see that beautiful heart right there? You don't need to repress your light. You can be yourself. It's okay to shine. All right? It's all right to shine. It's okay to shine. Your version of success is perfectly acceptable, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. And you don't need to be so critical of yourself. Stop it. And use your mind wisely. What I say? Use your mind wisely. Stop using your own brain to be a bully. Don't bully yourself. There are so many people out here who spew a bunch of hatred. Don't let your own brain do the same to you, okay? Use your mind for other things. You don't need to use it to do that spiral of how am I going to fail. Use it to plan. You're like, oh, but what if I get burnt out? Okay, well, figure out a good pace for yourself. And it's okay to learn by trial by fire. Go, okay, all right, I have 24 hours in a day and I want to incorporate this thing. Figure out how to do that in a way that feels comfortable. Figure out how. Spirit has your back. You see these reversals here, and we're probably wondering, like, why are they all upside down? It's because you don't believe in this. One of you is 23 in here, or 23 is relevant. Spirit has your back. We don't feel like Spirit has our back. We feel like the universe just kind of ignores us and leaves us on red. No, they don't. If you're over here telling yourself all the reasons why you suck at something, Spirit has no choice but to listen to your free will, right? The universe mirrors back the energies you give it. So if you tell it all the reasons why you suck and why you can't have anything, it has no choice but to follow the free will and give you what you're giving. That's what they do. They can't force it. They cannot force you to change your own perspective. All they can do is provide the opportunities, and you're the one who has to grasp it. Because if they forced it on you, they would not be respecting your free will, and that would erase the entire point of being here in this existence. They have to let you do it. And that's the point. You're here to do that. You're here to experience free will. You're here to experience what it's like to have free will, to experience the 3D. That's what we're here for. To learn our lessons, to progress. You can't learn your lessons if someone's telling you what to do, you know? Otherwise, you're just following directions. Spirit has a plan. Spirit has your back. Spirit has a plan. So we believe in fate, but we also feel like fate's not listening. Got it. No, they have a plan. They have a plan, though, right? They don't have the constraints of our physical bodies. They don't have to worry about the 5 senses of the human body. They see everything. They have the entire roadmap. You told them what you wanted to do when you got here, how you wanted to do it. They're following the plan, right? We forget the plan the minute we get here, and they guide us along the way through little nudges. The entire point is to be here, to choose yourself, to follow your free will, right? In order to either learn or not learn the lessons, right? That's the whole point. So they have the plan, the roadmap, and they keep giving you the intuitive nudges. You're listening to a tarot reading, so you're aware of spirituality, which means you're curious. So listen. Listen. Listen to your intuition. It's guiding you on the path you chose here. It's kind of like we all have our little secret cheat codes and we're not even aware of it. We choose to forget the cheat codes, but they're there. We just got to remember what they are. Yeah, 0404. That foundation and security you want, you can bring it into your life. But it's not going to be through you telling yourself that you're unable to have security and stability. Because then you're just telling your subconscious all the ways to mess it up, all the ways to be afraid of pursuing new beginnings, all the ways to overload yourself, be overambitious, overbook your schedule, and then drop it all because you're a human and cannot possibly keep up with your ambition. Because you're like, I have 24 hours on a day. Every single one of them is going to have an assignment. No. I will never get sick. I will never need rest. I will never. No. You're a person. Please. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to rest. It's okay to. You don't need to do all of it all at once. Calm down. It's okay. It's beautiful to want to do all these things, but we don't need to do it so fast. You can take your time. Yeah, nothing's wasted. Also remember, just because something doesn't work out doesn't mean it was a waste of time. You learned a lesson. You got that knowledge to apply to the future. Right? Everything you do in life is knowledge. It's an opportunity. Everything. Yes, everything. Everything you do, every lesson you learn can be applied later down the line. Instead of feeling like you wasted all of your time, don't. Everything's an opportunity. Everything is for learning. That relationship that didn't quite work out, well, now you know what not to put up with next time. Now you know to leave earlier, the signs to look for, right? That job venture didn't quite work out, or that health routine didn't work out. Well, now you know that that specifically is not the way to go for you, and you can now do it a little different. Tweak it. It's all there for tweaking. Adjusting. Any more advice, Spirit? And know your worth. Like I said, who cares if someone doesn't like the way you do things, if they say that you're not successful? Or do you feel successful? Are you happy when you wake up? Are you happy with your life? That's all that matters. If you're happy with your life, if you're not hurting anyone and you're able to make your ends meet, you're successful enough. And that's all you need. You don't need to chase some other metric of success. You don't. And you don't have to put up with people who tell you that you're not successful either. You can kick them right out the door where they belong. You can ask them, who made you, God? Why do I care what you think? And you want me to do a... It's like when the family's like, so when are you going to give me grandbabies? And my response is always, do you have grandbaby money? You going to pay for these kids? Oh, goodness. I don't know. Someone here, it's about kids, but not everybody. Not everybody wants them. That's fine. Don't take... If it's not resonating, don't take it, okay? And starfish spirit, we're open to infinite possibility in the reverse. Yes, remember, there are infinite possibilities, okay? Success does not have to look like one thing, all right? It doesn't have to look one way. There's infinite ways to do things. There are infinite ways to be successful. There are infinite ways to be happy in life. It doesn't have to be just one, okay? It doesn't have to be just one. Yeah. So, that is all I have for you today. I hope that was helpful. And yeah, remember, it's your meat suit. You pilot it. Stop letting everybody else pilot it, okay? If you think it'll be successful, if it really calls to your heart, go for it. Stop asking everyone else if it's going to work out. The only way to know if it'll work out is to try. And even if you mess up a little bit, that doesn't mean that you suck at it. It doesn't mean you suck at it. You just might need some adjustment. Okay? So yeah, if you would like a personal reading, I offer them at the link in my bio. Please feel free to check it out. It includes everything you saw here today: runes, dice, charms, synchronicities, songs, things like that. All this beautiful stuff, oracle advice. The number of cards on there listed are just tarot cards, but everything else is included with it, okay? I plan on offering more things in the future, including a year ahead as well as a 6 month ahead and video offerings. I'm just working on my own schedule to make that happen. So yeah, check that out. See if I vibe with you. If you are watching this in the YouTube video, when I post it later, those links will be in the description below. Goodness. And yeah, if you check that out, you've chosen that I do not vibe with you, you don't follow me, and this is the last I see of you, thank you for your time and your energy, for choosing me to be your reader on this lovely evening. And I wish you so much luck, love, happiness, joy, abundance, peace, and healing on your journey. And yeah, if you have chosen to follow me, oh, remember, life is an ever crooked path and you are never off of it, okay? If you have chosen to follow me, you do vibe with me. Thank you for all of the same things. I wish the same for you as well, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.